This episode is brought to you by Leo Bato and Associates, ang realtor na patok.
When buying or selling your home, call Leo Bato. He has years of experience in real estate, showing honesty and integrity in every transaction. He's a person you can definitely trust. So book your appointment with Leo Bato today by giving him a call at 818-648-4837 or by visiting him on the web at www.leobato.realtor.
This episode is brought to you by ABA E-Services and Binalot Los Angeles.
And the podcast will begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, a privilege, an honor. Let's all give a big round of applause. Miss Philippines USA, second runner-up. Miss Congeniality, Miss Best in Swimsuit, Miss... We'll let her do all the other stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Samantha Frank.
Hi.
Is it the wave? Did you just do the wave?
I just did a little wave. It's not like the wave.
The wave.
I don't have a wave. I don't think we practice that.
Because normally it's like, here's the wave. No, it's
Yeah,
enough
no.
of that.
I just do a little
Okay, put your mic...
closer.
Yeah,
like
I
this.
mean, or put the mic closer to you.
Okay.
Better.
Yeah, that
there
works.
you go.
I like
I was
that.
going to ask you, what's it like competing? Was this your first competition, Miss Philippines USA? Your first pageant?
I've never done a pageant before, so yes, this was my first pageant. It was kind of a spur of the moment decision. I kind of go off things based on like energy. So like I truly felt a passion when I would watch like Catriona and Pia like be crowned,
Right.
you know, and it's something that I saw myself definitely being or having the capabilities to do something like that. So when I'm watching them do it, I feel what they're feeling, and I'm like, oh, okay, I like that.
And then you seeked an organization like the Miss Philippines USA pageantry, or
think so.
what happened? I mean, and the reason why I'm asking it this way is because when we think of something, like do we wait for it to come to us, or do we seek it so that it can be ours? What's your story?
Well, like, the real story that I haven't talked about publicly.
So this is privileged.
Yeah, this is like private information, I guess, that hasn't been on like social media or anything. But
Okay.
I was manifesting for quite some time, like heavily about new beginnings. New beginnings. I was manifesting about those. There's kind of like a little background story to it, so I'll talk about that.
Yeah.
It was my senior year, and I was starting to apply to colleges, you know. I was getting good grades for that reason. I was hoping to go to a good school, get in somewhere that I really wanted to go to. I've been looking at colleges my entire life. And my father asked me this question, and he said, "Do you need to go to college?"
Wasn't that he just took the burden off of you?
Kind of. He knew I was pursuing social media for the past couple years prior to that.
Right.
And I guess in asking me that question, he saw potential in me.
He did.
You know, for sure. Because if he didn't think I could do well without college, like he probably wouldn't have asked me.
Yes.
But also the key difference between need and want really got me there. They really got me there because I was like, wow, if he asked me, do I want to go to college? I would have said, yes. Help me apply. Like, please. Like, I've been wanting to go. You know this. But the fact that he said need, it really changed everything for
Even
me.
the perspective, right? It made you think.
It really made me think, do I need to go to college? Well, I don't know. I go to colleges now and film YouTube videos me and my friends kind of just troll them. It's really bad. But anyways, we're kind of like, wow, you guys really spend $60,000 a year to sit and watch this guy talk about nothing. You take I don't even know what kind of class, and you're trying to learn business. Anyways, my friends and I, we have this perspective. Why are you learning something from someone who hasn't been able to accomplish what you want to?
Right.
So if you want to accomplish something, you should be if you want to be a billionaire, talk to a billionaire about how they became a billionaire.
True.
If you want to go to college and become a college professor, go talk to a college professor.
You're right. Which is why Elon Musk built his own school for his own kids.
Actually, that's the first I'm hearing of that. Wow.
Because he's like, why am I sending my kids to schools where the teachers aren't
Successful.
Because
Enough too.
Yeah.
They're successful. They're doing great things. I love teachers because I have so much respect for them. They don't get enough credit.
Yes.
But I think that also they have a good place in this world. Teachers know that we need more teachers. That's why they become teachers. And I think that everybody has their own purpose. But I also think that where was I going with that?
No, you were going with do you need to go to college? And then you had this perspective and on all that. And you're reciting, you manifested everything in your...
Well, yeah, I was kind of getting off track there.
No. You are definitely
I'm definitely still there. Okay.
Yeah. I can bring you back to...
Yeah, I got you.
But this is nice. What you're talking about is nice and important. And
yes.
And the reason why I'm saying this is, if I may share, I have a little boy who went to private school all his elementary life. And I said, you're going to public school for high school. And he said, I don't want to go to public school. I want to go to private school. And I'm like, then you're going to have to work for it because I'd rather save the money to send you to college.
Of course.
And now he's on a full scholarship for high school.
For private school.
For private school.
Yeah. When people work for things, they truly have a determination. And that's why when my father asked me, do you need to go to college? I said no. And I stopped applying. I didn't do a single thing. I continued to get good grades. I finished my high school year. I could have went to any college I wanted to by the end of it. But I did it. I got those good grades simply because I wanted to, because I know I have a higher potential and I want to be able to reach that. So knowing I wasn't going to college didn't mean I didn't want to get good grades or be a student that would just fail out because they don't even need their college degree. But I wanted to be able to say that I could go to any college I wanted to.
By the way, if I may, and how do I say this? And correct me if I'm wrong. Yes, you can go to any college you want to go to. I hope that she's not coming across as, overconfident or not, because you've proven at a very young age, you've proven a lot of things in life that other people haven't even accomplished at my age. And you're actually being very humble about it.
I appreciate that. I mean,
like, people don't know what you and your friends have done, especially as influencers on the space, on this YouTube platform and all that stuff. And it was so nice because backstage, I was talking to you about it and you just zook. Like, I've seen some YouTube videos and you didn't go, oh yeah? Did you like it? You were just like, oh.
Well, I don't really mostly about that. I say I could have gone into any college I wanted to because I really worked towards that.
Yeah.
My whole life, I was always like, okay, I want to be able to reach my fullest potential, get into the colleges I wanted to. But the fact that I worked for those grades and then I didn't even apply to the colleges or have to get in is kind of just interesting to me because I could still reach my fullest potential in a separate journey.
And you know what you have based on talking to you and you wanting to go to college, you wanting to get good grades and you actually grasping what your father said when he asked you if you need to go to college, it's called critical thinking. And that's what you have.
Interesting, because I could see that moment. I was literally sitting on my bed on my laptop and I had I don't even know what it's called. I think it's called College Board or something. I was literally applying to colleges and I was like, okay, the first piece of information I needed, I called my dad into my room and then he asked me that question. It went very quickly. I started applying to colleges and then I wasn't. So that's kind of the funny thing to me because that split decision really changed my entire life. It's a different journey that I'm taking now and I'm
very
regrets? Thankful. My one thing in life is that I never want to have a single regret ever. So no, because I've seen the college experience. I've partaken in slight things as in staying in a dorm room for a weekend and hanging out with my friends, but I could not see myself being there for 4 years. 4 years of your life, I could have made a whole $1 million.
Yeah.
So I really I'm really proud of me and my friends specifically and anyone who said no to college too and took the chance on themselves, because it's a huge leap of faith. I've seen people look at me differently because I don't do school, especially in the Filipino culture. I love everyone, but they really they value education so much, and I do as well. But I truly believe that if you need the education, like if you're going into the medical field or something, that's very important.
Right.
But if you don't need college, and you don't need college in order to be successful. And that's actually a question I got during my pageant. It was really funny because I think I'm one of the only girls who doesn't do school, as in taking a college degree or wanting one. And I got the one question about college and do you need college to be successful in life? So I think that was also like God really moving mountains for me at that point, because I gave a good answer. You know what I mean? I think it got me into my top 5.
And you were honest with your answer. That's the beauty of what was, can you imagine your dad asked you a question, and during the pageant that question could have been asked to any other girls, but they asked you.
Yeah, exactly.
And the answer that you gave was not cliche. I guess people, college was important. And you said that.
Also, a funny thing, I think I can talk about this.
Yeah.
It's just like, I appreciate one certain person who reached out to me after the pageant. He was a judge. Am I allowed to say his name?
Yeah.
Oh, so Ben Baller is a great man. He's very supportive. He was rooting for me throughout the pageant, and no bias to anything. He gave everybody whatever they deserved. I'm sure of it. But after the pageant, he reached out to me and he said, "Your answer on college, wow," something like that. Like I could quote it, but I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to tell people that I can truly remember what he said to me, but I just did. So, but yeah, he was just proud of my answer because he himself didn't go to college. Oh, no, he did go to college. I'm so sorry. He said something along the lines like, if I didn't go to college, like I'm sure I could have done great things too, at an earlier time in my life. But basically, he was agreeing with my answer, and just that enough made me proud of my answer and where I was in the pageant and the results and everything. By the way, I can say my results now myself. Go. Hi, I'm Samantha Frank. I am Miss Philippines USA second runner-up, Miss Congeniality Best in Swimsuit, and Miss MUSA Ambassador 2022? 2021. 2022 is coming up. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. 2022 is coming up, the next group of girls, and I'm so excited. I've been helping out the organization with orientations and more orientations coming up and everything, and it's just really exciting.
It is, right?
Yeah, it's just a part of the reign, It's a responsibility, but it doesn't really feel like one because it's fun for me, I chose something in life that I have a passion for. So it's just really great not having to sulk around all the time, wanting working a 9 to 5, not hating my life, I love life. Why would I not want to live it? So doing this as well, I love this, and it's something that Miss Philippines USA gave me as an opportunity. So I'm really thankful for it. I think you asked before how I found it or something.
Yeah.
I honestly think I went on Google and I applied to Miss New York, and I applied to Miss Philippines USA, and it was happening in 3 months. 3 months. The pageant.
Really?
I think I joined.
Wait, this was your first pageant, and you had 3
pageant.
months, no training.
No, nothing. I think it might have been 4 or something. No, it was just 3 months. I learned about it in September. Not even the summer. September. I was working, technically a minimum wage job, but I was also utilizing my social media skills, and I was charging $25 an hour for my social media skills, capitalizing off whatever I needed to, because there are businesses and local businesses who need Instagram platforms. You need to be able to keep up with the day and age.
Yes.
And that's social media, whether people like it or not. So it's
it's
hard for people to figure it out. So they were honestly amazed. They're like, "Oh my God, you can do this. You can do it so quickly. You can do it so fast." I'm like, yeah, it's kind of what I do every day for myself. And it's so funny because I don't realize how much of an advantage it is knowing how to utilize your platform and social media today, because it's the future, honestly, whether we like it or not, because I love it, but I also hate it because I see it going in some wrong directions, as in
let's talk about it. Yeah.
So
okay.
As far as advocacy wise for social media, I wanted to spread positivity and awareness towards the negativity and toxicity on social media. So constantly I will post things such as like, I'll give an example. Like, I'll post like a pretty picture of me, right? And then I'll be like, "Oh, don't be fooled. I'm eating taquitos in my bed right now. Like, no makeup on, like sweatpants. Like, I'm raw right now. Like, there's nothing going on. I'm not doing this right now."
Yes.
So you kind of have to bring people back down to like the
Yes.
reality and remind them that social media is completely fake. Like, I could post anything I want at any given moment, and people will think I'm doing that. And it's people like that too. Like, they'll be like, "That's the beauty of social media." And I'm like, I guess so, if that's how you want people to perceive you. It's there so that you can have that perfect image.
I agree.
And
And it's bad sometimes.
I truly respect influencers who use their platform to promote things like positivity, like not editing their pictures, just posting like not professional pictures all the time,
Right?
and posting like little reminders. Like, that's also my favorite thing to do. I see something on social media and it changed my day. Like, I hope you have a good day today.
You know what?
And
You know what I
something
hate
else.
about photos on social media that I
Tell
can't
me.
take. It's someone like this, someone with a coffee cup and just going, and then the camera is here, right? And you know it's a professional shot, and the caption is, sometimes you need to be alone, and I'm like, bullshit. I mean, someone's taking your picture. Right? But the picture, it seems like you're all alone.
Yeah.
You know, with all these serenity,
But
blah,
what's
blah, blah.
behind the camera?
Yes.
What's behind the cell phone?
Yes.
And that's why I like to do podcasts like this, because as much as I like to show like my true self on social media, I feel like when a new person clicks on my account, they may not know the full me. You know what I
Right.
mean? And not like I love to show that off. I really like to keep a private life, if you will, but I will post everything that let's not do that, Sam.
Oh, that's fine.
But I will post the things that I do just so that my followers are updated, because they are interested, you know? So I can't like completely neglect them and be like, I want a private life. Like, I like
Correct.
posting for them, you know? It's the only job I have, so it's really not that hard.
Look at this. You have a very extensive IG follower base, right?
Yeah, I'm about to hit 70K. I'm excited.
70K. There's
Something
a
I worked for a long time.
Congratulations. There's a responsibility there,
There is.
right?
You're accountable for the 70,000 people that you influence, and everything that you post, like, they could see.
Yes.
And it's not like that's a completely like a negative thing. Like, it's a positive thing. Like, I like using my platform to the highest potential it can reach, because I know that if I post something that can change even 1,000 people's day, that makes me feel better. Knowing
right.
that I just posted something that can have a positive influence makes me feel completely better about posting on social media.
Now, how old were you when you started really taking social media seriously?
Seriously, I started taking social media when I started taking it seriously when I was like maybe a sophomore in high school.
And did you know that it was going to catapult you to where you are now? Because
I definitely did not think when I started Instagram in 3rd grade that it would end up like this. For sure, I had hopes, I had dreams. I wanted to be a pop star. I wanted to be a rock star. Oh my goodness, that little girl had her dreams and her aspirations. But in high school, it started to become a little bit more real. I started gaining attraction on TikTok and other like YouTube, like me and
Yeah.
my friend Jack. We made so many viral videos. It was great. It lasted a couple, like maybe like 8-9 months, something like that.
Uh-huh.
And he's my best friend now. We live together. Like, opportunities, like, they come full circle, you know? And I'm really thankful for him and like every opportunity he's given me, because without him, I don't know where I would be either. And we really have just like a beneficial like relationship where we can be like good friends and be there for each other, and also
right.
help each other out business wise. And I also think that wait, what was your other question?
the question is, remember when you started this, you never thought that this was going to be something big.
Yeah.
Like you and Jack, and we're talking about Jack Doherty, right?
Yes.
So,
yes.
I mean, what you guys have done, that's successful in itself in the space,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And here you are, Look at this, goosebumps. You see that? And you know why? You know why it is? It's because people might. I'm putting context to what you're saying because people might think, who is this young girl talking about all these things? And again, I'll go back and circle back to the point wherein I'm saying, you've tap boarded. You've reached what other people only aspire to reach. Okay.
That's crazy. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me because I don't feel like I tell myself that enough either.
Right. And this thing that you're doing, the pageantry, this is doing it for yourself.
Yeah.
This episode is brought to you by Leo Bato and Associates, ang realtor na patok.
You've always been like I'm observing the way you're sharing your story. It's me and my friends. That's why shout out to your friends.
Yeah.
Right?
I also just don't like to like say I
Exactly.
I did things for myself and by myself for sure, but I'm not going to ever say that I did not have help.
Exactly.
And I appreciate that help.
Yes.
So that's why I will always mention them because
yes.
they deserve the world as well. But
amen.
I do remember one thing. So I wasn't taking social media seriously when I blew up. So I posted I didn't even want to download TikTok when it first came out because I was such like a Musical.ly girl in middle school. Like Musical.ly was big 6th, 7th grade for me.
Musical.ly.
Yeah, Musical.ly like
yes.
that's so funny how that was like our lives then. But anyways, when TikTok came out, I was like, I really don't even want to see what people post on this app. I'm just uninterested. I have Instagram. I have everything else. I have Snapchat. I don't need this. And then I posted it and I downloaded this like diss track that I made on one of my exes. And on my first account, it like blew up. I had like 250,000 followers from this one video. It had 3 million likes. On TikTok, it was so much easier to blow up those days.
Right.
Like you had one video and everyone wanted to follow you.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, this video got a lot of views and likes. I'm going to follow her. You know what I mean? After a little while, that account got deleted. I don't even know. Like, there's a lot of community guidelines that nobody violates, but they always take them down for some reason. Like, there are haters in this world. Let's be real. So haters are literally reporting people's videos for no reason in hopes it gets taken down because they're doing well.
Yeah.
It's just it's a pure form of jealousy. So
It
it's
is.
really sad, but it's whatever. Everything happens for a reason. I've had 3 or 4 TikToks get taken down since then. I'm not crying about it. And it's okay because the new TikToks do better these days. So you'll see a lot of people creating spam accounts now, and it's truly helping them because they can blow up so much easier.
Wow.
I'm sharing some real analytics here, guys.
I know,
Take
right?
notes.
I was like taking
I'm
notes.
getting a little businessy. I don't know. I want to be able to help as many people as I can.
Do
Always.
right? Do it. Now I'm
yeah.
gonna okay.
Talking about helping people.
Yes. Later we'll talk about your advocacy that you shared. But okay. So now look at it. Look at it this way. Here you are, hanging out with your friends. You guys did something big together, and now you're going solo. When I say going solo, what was the conversation like when you told Jack and company, hey guys, I'm gonna be part of a beauty pageant? Because the way, and I'll set it up. When I watch you guys are all fun, right? So
We make completely different content than you would expect.
yes. So in my head, I'm like, if that was my friend telling me that she was going to join the pageant, I'd be laughing.
No, yeah, yeah, you're completely right. Because my friends were like really shocked. They're like, what are you doing in a beauty pageant? Like, it's just like, if you really know me, you're like, that's something that you never think I'd do.
Because you're funny.
I appreciate that. I'm kind of just like a free spirit. So, like in pageantry, like if you see people as like strict, uptight,
Yes.
you know what I mean? So like, but I'm also like a big person of like, I did theater when I was younger. I was sang a lot when I was younger. I told you I fiddled with the viola, for like elementary school, middle school, whatever. But when I stopped all those things, like, I didn't, like, my skills didn't go away. I still was able to sing, dance, whatever. I did dance. I did cheer. Cheer was the biggest part of
Like
my
you fly
life.
up in the air.
For the beginning, yeah, but I became a really sick bass after. It was really cool, like strong, like yeah. I had to do physical therapy first because I was really struggling. But anyways, cheer was such a big part of my life. It was like the first form of like therapy for me.
Build your confidence also, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Because when I did gymnastics, it's such a independent thing. I get really in my head.
Yes.
That's where I get anxiety from there. You know, like mental blocks. Couldn't just throw the back handspring. I couldn't do it. In cheerleading, you have to throw it. If you don't throw it, everybody has to do the routine again.
Wow.
So it really gave me accountability. It really taught me like important life skills on how to be a leader, because I from my junior to senior year, I had a really good relationship with my coach. I loved her. She really taught me so much about how to be a leader, how to be optimistic about things. I used to be such a pessimistic person.
Really?
Yeah, I was really depressed.
Oh,
You know,
man.
we'll talk about that more after. But I'm really proud of the person I became today, because
Amen.
it's hard from someone to like go from this really deep dark hole, not being able to deal with their problems, constantly being overwhelmed with their issues, to being able to take it, to being able to do things one step at a time, get them done, and do your shit. Because that's really like the person I became, and cheer helped me transition into that person.
Not only that, cheer teaches you how to build trust
Yes.
and accountability. Because
Yeah.
can you imagine, like when I'm watching cheer, like this gal or girl is gonna fly up in the air.
And you need to catch her.
Yeah. And she needs to believe that you're gonna catch her.
Exactly. She needs to know
You know,
you're gonna
yes,
catch her.
not-
Otherwise,
yes.
she's not gonna do anything, or
Yes.
she's gonna like hesitate, and it's gonna mess up everything.
Yes.
So yeah, you're completely right. Did you watch cheer?
Yeah.
Oh my
I played
gosh.
drums for cheer, by the way.
Really?
Yeah. So I was like, oh, here we go.
Oh no, yeah. So like me watching that show, it makes me want to like join a team here in California just
Nice.
for fun, because I still feel the same passion as I do for cheer, and I
Yeah.
feel that same thing for pageantry. It's really like I have this like motivation and determination inside of me to get things done and try
Right,
everything. As I said, have no regrets in life. So I really, yeah, you're gonna hear me say potential at least 20 times. We're gonna have like a count on the screen going up.
We'll do that for
But-
potential. No, but Sam, with regard to the pageantry, when you joined, were you one of the last people to jump on board?
I believe so. I'd say something like that. I think there were like maybe 5 girls who joined after me. I'm sure they had a hard time adapting as well. I feel like I joined at the right time, you know? Gave me enough time to prepare, to learn some of the basics, you know? But I really dedicated myself. When I went in, I went in. Like I told
100%.
I didn't watch any Netflix for months. I would only fill my brain with information that I needed in order to become the next Miss
What did your
Philippines
dad?
USA.
Ooh, nice. What did your dad say?
About my pageantry?
Yeah. How did? Okay. So now that you've made your decision, right? Remember, he came to your room. Do you need to go to college, right? And then-
So
you-
that's fast forward about like a year almost.
Wow.
From that to
Yes.
there. So as I said, in the beginning I never really got to that, but I was manifesting for maybe a couple months before then. I really wanted a new beginning. I was looking for something because I didn't have college, you know what I mean? I was working that minimum wage job. I needed something more.
right.
I needed something more, and I didn't feel that passion for a long time as I did from watching these videos. So it's a mind connection. Like it's a sign, you know, like that video was on my Instagram for a reason.
Nice.
Like God has a plan. God has a plan. So I took a leap of faith, and I applied. I joined. I had this like 30-minute conversation with Lou and my mom, and Lou was just like, you have to do it. You have to do it. Like, I think you're going to do great. Like, I think we're going to have a great time doing Miss Philippines USA together. And I really was just like, okay, I'm in New York. I'm in New York.
Oh, so you were from?
I'm from New York.
Oh,
Long
what
Island,
happened
New
to
York.
where's the accent?
I don't have an accent. I just have an attitude.
Nice.
That's what I don't have an accent. I just have an attitude.
You never had an accent. Never.
I don't think so.
Never had that New York accent.
People really notice an accent only if you're in like the South. Like I just have like one memory of like being in Alabama, like by my aunt's house because
You know, New Yorkers do have accents, right?
Yeah, but you don't like I don't know. Just saying like a Filipino has an accent. Yeah, like we know, but like we don't like hear it.
Because you know what? Okay, or maybe or how long have you been in California?
I'm also not Italian or anything. There's a lot of Italians. They carry the accent. I feel like in New York for sure. That's like the stereotype accent for sure.
So you were from Long Island, New York. Is there still is there family in Long Island still, or everybody's out in Long Island?
My parents just moved here, so no one's there anymore except my friends. I have great friends who I consider family. You know, like they would always let me stay with them if I wanted to, for sure.
Nice.
I stayed with them for a while, but yeah, no, I don't have any family left in Long Island. My sister's moved out. Any like uncles I have like live in other places now. So yeah.
So you were talking.
I was doing so basically I did Miss Philippines USA. I started in September and I was back and forth September, October, and till November. So I would go to California for 3 weeks and I'd be there for mandatory events. I would go home for a couple weeks. I'd work. I'd prepare by myself for a little bit and then I'd go back. And I went back and forth 3 times. So
did you tell your friends that you were gonna do this while you were doing back and forth, or did you tell them after the fact that this is really happening, and then you told them, or did you tell them before?
I was kind of nervous to talk about it at first. I don't really know the feeling or how to describe it, because when people would ask me what I was doing, I'd be like, I'm doing Miss Philippines USA.
Woo!
And then they'd be like, that's huge. And I'd be like, really? Thank
is.
you. Because I didn't really see like the confidence. Like you can see like a big difference from before my pageant, like the amount of confidence and self-love I had. I was also at a completely different stage in my life. So yeah, and now I'm just I'm way more confident. I teach empowerment. Like I promote that because
Amen.
I see the difference that it made in myself and what it can do to other girls as well. I saw it in other girls in the pageant. So
a lot of girls, speaking of girls, I have a daughter, she's 7, but a lot of girls are, is it conscious? Is conscious the right term? But
you could use the word self-conscious, insecure, conscious.
They have that, right?
It's it has. There's a lot of factors to it, but you could continue with your thought.
But my thought is, with regard to what you're doing, empowerment, how can you help all these young kids? Like a while ago, we were talking about you posting a photo, but then again, you'd say, hey, this is not right now. I'm having taquitos. This is I'm completely raw, so no makeup and all that.
Yeah.
You're a proponent of that. Let's talk about beauty, their self-consciousness, their insecurity.
It also that's derived from social media itself. Social media has a huge factor in like standards these days and like what society has to say about you. There's people can comment on how you look behind a screen.
Right.
So like that's hard for people to grasp these days because like they grew up with it. Like kids these days are like, oh yeah, it's normal. That's normal for someone to be able to comment and say things to you behind a screen. They gain some kind of like cockiness. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Like nobody's gonna say that to your face. Like I know half the people would not say a single thing to my face that they would say or comment on my TikTok. Like come on, they're just saying it because they're protected by this
screen
fake username.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Whether that's their real name or not, they don't care because they're not.
How do you not let it affect you? Or does it affect you?
It affected me for a while, but I have to not care. Otherwise, I'm not going to make money.
Let's talk about that. How did you condition yourself not to care? This was kind of heavy.
Because I know when things are not true. Like, so, like, my friends are my friends, LOL, no. My followers, let's say, or anyone who can comment, anyone in the world who comments on my TikTok, anything, they can comment the truth or they can comment a lie. I can't disagree with the truth, but if it's a lie, I just completely disregard it because I don't care. And it took a lot for that, It took I used to filter my comments on TikTok on my old accounts, but also you got to think about it. Those people who are commenting on your videos, they're engaging with their content, and that's really dumb of them because they're going to see you again on their For You page because they're engaging. Like if you don't like me,
Analytics 101, people.
if you don't like me, don't comment, don't like, don't say anything. Literally, don't even watch my video because you're giving me watch time. Like, you're giving me watch time. Don't even do that. But yeah, you're honestly helping me out. Like, someone's going to like your comment and you're going to make me get more views. So, anyways, I lost my train of thought.
No,
really
you're
got
there.
it.
Self-consciousness,
Self-consciousness.
insecurity,
Well, okay, yeah, we'll get back to that. But
beauty.
those are like kind of far about what we were talking about.
We were talking about that because empowerment, remember? Like these little kids.
And these little
and
kids are just
social media.
commenting things that are not true. So if you're calling me a gold digger, I know I'm not a gold digger, so I'm not going to care about your comment. But I used to have gold digger as a filter comment because I used to care about what people think. Of course. Like it comes in time. It comes in time where you just stop caring because at first it will affect you. You'll be like, wow, someone really can think that of me. But then you have to think about it. They don't know you. They're just looking at you in a 15-second video, and you're letting that assumption of them in a 15 seconds allow that to like take a toll on your mental health for like weeks. Like, no. Like, it's not even true. Like, you don't even need money. wow. I just like, that's why I just don't care. And just advice for people on how to not care is simply like, think about where you are in life and think about where that person is in their life. If they're commenting something about you and something negative, it's obviously because they're insecure about something or they have hate inside of them. Like, they're at such a low frequency at that point that they're saying bad things about you. So if you don't let it get to you, you stay up here.
Right.
You stay up here and they are just all the way down there. So they can't even really touch you.
Did you ever get tempted about engaging them?
Always. I still do, but I just make it funny now.
Oh.
So like someone's like, "Oh, Jack made you," and I commented the emoji like 5 times because I was like, I'm just trolling you, dude. Like, you really think I'm like, oh my god, I'm crying. Like, oh my god, Jack me. Like, no, my parents made me. Actually,
Amen.
My parents made me. So that was my first comment. It was funny. No, actually, my parents made me. That was the good comment. Just like the ghost face was really funny for me.
Hey, for the record, huh? Jack, for the record, I knew you before I knew him.
That's really funny. Jack doesn't really care, but he can send it to the followers.
Yeah. For the record. Okay. Now, you mentioned...
But that's good. At least that means I'm going in the right direction. I want to find a new target audience, always build it up. So
we were just talking about that a while ago, right?
Yeah.
Target audience. Let's talk about, you mentioned mental health.
Yes.
Okay. My son and I, when my son was here, we talked about mental health, and you mentioned that was your advocacy.
Yes. So for Miss Philippines USA, my advocacy was mental health and spreading awareness towards it for kids, parents, grandparents, anyone. Really just anyone, because I struggled with mental health for a long time. I know people who don't want to admit struggle with it for a long time.
Can I cut you for a while to give you context? And this is getting me excited because I have my brother committed suicide.
We have to wait on that topic. I'm still rolling with this.
Exactly. No. But
that's hard.
I'm gonna set it up, huh? And the reason why it was hard for him to get over the hump was because my generation, there was no such thing as mental health growing up. We had to go brush it off.
Yeah, no.
So going back to you. So that's why it's dear to me.
We need to talk about that for sure. It's something that's very close to my heart. It's something so touchy. But there's always a foundation to that. So also that suicide prevention, suicide in general is also why I promote for mental health.
Right.
But
like your generation. I mean,
there's just way too many suicides in my generation. It's so horrible. Like, and also growing up Filipino, mental health isn't also something that is taken care of in majority due to our strong faith to God.
Yeah.
So-
Pray. They say pray.
Just pray it
Just
away.
pray.
Just pray. Just pray. I've heard that more than go to therapy.
Yes.
Or you need therapy or something like that. But that's not anyone's fault. You know what I mean? We all go through things at different times in life, but
How I mean, at a young, by the way, I keep forgetting I'm talking to a woman who could be my daughter.
yeah,
Because
that's
of
so
the
funny.
because of the right. I mean the way the conversation is happening. I'm like, whoa! But
Yeah, I'm actually turning 19 in like 2 weeks.
happy birthday!
Thank you. Salamat.
Salamat. Okay, why it's a good thing you're doing this advocacy, and kudos to you, because that's gray. That's a gray area,
Yeah, it's just hard for people to acknowledge that they actually have problems.
right?
So it's hard for everyone to at least admit it.
This episode is brought to you by Binalot, Los Angeles.
Did you find it easy to actually relate to other people and get them to start talking to you? You can't just go to a person saying, you've got mental health issues.
Oh, yeah, no, you really just can't be like, I know you have problems. I know you're going through it, you just don't want to talk about it. Like, you can't do that to someone until you're, like, pretty comfortable with them. So I chose mental health as my advocacy for Miss Philippines USA because it was something I can relate to. On a daily basis, I struggle with anxiety, depression. That's what my therapist told me. Also, abandonment issues, which is whatever. But I get over
Abandonment
those. I get over
issues.
those because I'm just like, I can just tell myself not, like, that people aren't permanent. So it's fine. I got over those.
Whoa. Stay. Okay, I have abandonment issues as well.
Oh, you do as well.
When people leave me, it's like, what did I do wrong?
It's them. It's not you.
Did we have that conversation? Look, he's laughing.
It's really them. It's not you. Like,
Michael's laughing because I'm like, wait, I have those issues. Mike, what?
I have good friends that I'm not. I had good friends that I'm not friends with anymore.
Let's
and
talk about them. Let's talk about them. Now, this is therapy. Let's 5 minutes from
well,
go.
She, I don't know. These people. LOL. I had one person in mind already. Well, basically, like, we were all going through a hard time, and like, she thought I was talking shit, and I was not talking shit. I was her biggest supporter.
Yeah.
Always.
Yes.
Always her best friend. Never would say a bad thing about her. Even like she wasn't even in the wrong. Like,
Right?
I was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. But we're not friends anymore because she didn't want to be friends anymore. And I'm not gonna force that on someone ever.
See,
But we all have problems, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
anyways,
I forced
Yeah.
myself. Like, I was like knocking on my friend's door going, what the heck happened? And my wife goes, Jaja goes, can you stop doing that? I go, but we've been friends for a long time. I'm one of his best supporters. And so I can relate.
you care more than others. Yeah.
Right?
I always get that shit end of
Like,
the stick.
hashtag what happened to us? Okay.
We used to be best
Yeah,
friends.
right?
And now we're not.
So, and seriously, I think it affects the abandoned more than them.
The people who are the abandonee.
The abandonee, yeah.
The dad who's going to get some milk.
I think that's separation anxiety issues.
Oh, yeah. I have a lot of that too, literally. But
Okay, so you had
Yeah.
all of these.
yeah, so my mental health journey is that I started getting anxiety and depression mostly in high school. So I was just like a really outgoing kid. Like, I didn't seem like I had issues, but like I kind of was just like really energetic all the time. We always had to like do something. But yeah, so anxiety, we listened to a little bit of my mental health podcast
Yeah.
before that I did.
Is it okay
with
if I
my
post
friend.
the link in the description so that
Yes,
people can listen to it?
I'd love that because my friend Nicholas Seminario,
Shout out, Nick.
Shout out Nick. Shout out Dark Angel Podcast. He just started this podcast maybe about 2-3 months ago, and I was the first episode. I was the first episode. I had the pleasure of doing it. It was the first time I talked about my mental health battle and my journey. And he has released like 8 or 9 episodes since then. He's doing great. He's very well organized, and there's also an apparel company attached to it, so clothing.
Yeah.
And the images like truly like depict what it feels like to have anxiety and depression. So for the depression one, there's like someone crawling out of like a deep dark hole with like a ladder, and it's I love the art. I love the whole idea behind it. That's why I support it so much. And always will. So yeah, shout out Dark Angel Podcast. And if you want to hear more about like my full sob story, you can listen to that.
I know. I heard a portion of it, and
it's so sad.
It was moving. Actually, it was more moving than sad.
I appreciate it. It's emotional.
It was, and I guess we were talking about I can never understand what you're going through.
Well, yeah, we were talking about someone else, but yes, we can never truly understand. Like when somebody says, "Oh yeah, I get it, I understand." Like no, honey, you don't, because we all experience things differently, and we all have like like the pain scale. It's like you're 10, like we all have different 10s,
right?
As well,
right?
Like some of us have not even experienced 10s. Some of us are saving our 10s for like the greatest hurt of all. Who knows, but. Yeah. So apart from that,
were you able to talk to your parents about what was going on inside growing up?
No.
Or did you just you said you were very energetic, you were jolly, or looking back in hindsight, were you just masking it?
I don't know. Like okay, so here's the thing. I don't remember. I have like PTSD that I don't really talk about because I don't really like to say I have PTSD because there are literal like soldiers who came back from the army who have
But
PTSD.
Again, excuse me, Miss Sam, but
I know
it's relative.
There's no comparing.
Yeah.
I do that though.
So you're downplaying yourself.
Exactly, but I don't like to upplay myself. That's what I'd like to avoid. So I'll downplay myself, but I don't want to upplay it.
Okay,
that's
fair
why
enough.
I say I don't talk about PTSD or call it that. But anyways, I don't have any memories or like majority of my memories from before the age of just like middle school, I want to say. So like 10 or 12. So I have like core memories, but I don't really know when they happened. Like memories, like they blur together. If you ever ask me, like, or if I tell you a story, I'll tell you I was 4 or 7. That's like, I didn't realize that until like I hit a certain age, and I was like, I was not 4 or 7. Like I don't even know what age I was. I could not tell you what age I was, honestly. And I didn't even know that I lost, or my brain protected me from this trauma at such a young age until my friend told me he had the same thing.
I agree.
And I was like, oh my God, wait, I don't remember.
It's true because my wife protected herself from that. She doesn't have memory from, I think, age 7 down. A friend of ours, Joe, doesn't have a memory from 18 down.
I can't even imagine.
I'm like, JJ doesn't even know he's around.
mentally somewhere else. I can relate.
But kidding aside, we have to respect that. You can't question that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you can't. It's honestly just something that either exists in your mind or doesn't. It's something that I don't even know if I could dig up those memories. Like I feel like I would need like deep hypnosis. But like also like why would I want to remember? Like it's just constant fighting that blends it all together. You know, in my household, I had like just a unhealthy household growing up. You know, so excuse me.
That's okay. I mean, it's raw.
Yeah, it's raw. But yeah. So it was just hard to grow up.
Give me an advice. I'm a father. I have kids. If my kids come up to, and parents, I hope you guys are listening because this is for us.
Yes, please listen.
You come to me, Dad. How would you come up to me, and what should I not do to make it worse?
About what?
About
any issues?
Yeah. Because sometimes, right, your demographic would rather just go on social media or
being depressed is a trend. So like, if people can be depressed, they will because they literally like it.
Like a lot of you know the app Day One, that journal app. A lot of people are on it because a lot of people would rather just journal their depression than talk to their parents about it. I'm like, ooh. So
I just have like a lot of. I don't have like good memories of conversing with my father about mental health. So,
but now that you are aware of this,
but I did have one. So there is one. It was maybe like when I told him I had no memories before the age of 12, actually. So, like, he had no clue, maybe up until, like, 5 months before I moved out, and it's been, like, 2 months since I moved. So, like, I didn't really, like, nobody knows what's going on until you tell them, guys.
Yeah,
like, we need
thank you.
Like, they don't know. Like, they really can't read your mind. Like, they don't know what you're going through, and, like, you can't expect them to obviously understand either. But, advice I would give to you as a father is just, I don't know, if you notice something's wrong, or if you can, like, tell and you don't say anything, that's on you. And just know that, you know, like, if you do notice something's wrong and you say something to her and she's a little like no, I don't want to talk about it, just be like, okay, when you're comfortable, or if there's something that you think I can help you with, then you can talk to me about it. I just want you to know that I'm here for you. And that's just something that a lot of people need to hear. Was that really? I'm sorry.
It is. No, it is good because as parents, like, we tend to brush it off. Like what's wrong? Like, sometimes even the inflection.
Nothing. I just had a bad day at school.
Get over it, right? You know.
Or it's just like, well, it's school. It's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be fun.
I've encountered, and I when I was a young father, I caught myself going, what's wrong with you? You know, when I was your age, ooh, those
Interesting.
Those are bad things. Like, because my experience is different from your experience.
Yeah, of course.
And both of us are empaths, and you know,
Sensing is empaths. Yes, we sense a lot.
yes. Oh my God. Okay. Now, this advocacy that came to mind, your mental health awareness, it's not just for the pageant, right? This is going to go farther, or
Yes.
are you going to shelve it after?
Yeah, I'll talk about it now. So, along from my own mental health journey mental illness journey that I've been struggling with for, a very long time. Deep breath for this one. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time. Oh my goodness. My best friend, because you talked about it before, my best friend committed suicide a year and a half ago. Oh my God, I'm crying. This is crazy. I'm feeling it though. I told you.
I'm feeling it also.
I told you, you got to feel it. Like,
yes.
This is more advice I'm going to give to you guys.
Take your time.
When you are in pain or you feel sad, happiness, anything, feel it. Feel it. Because you have to be able to move on from that feeling. Grief, literally anything.
Yeah.
I love you so much. I just want to talk about this, but she was my best friend for real. I'm still close with her family. I always will be. And I didn't talk about it throughout my pageant because it's obviously not something I'm ready to talk about on stage in front of 50, I don't even know how many people, a whole audience of people, obviously, because thank you, I appreciate you. He just gave me a napkin.
Yeah,
but, no,
it's-
you're good. Thank you. But it just was something that, you can't really talk about in, so many people, in front of so many people, because you don't want to, it's also something that would, upset the crowd as well. When you're in pageantry, you want to be able to give a universal answer.
Yeah, the positivity.
Yeah, positivity, always. So I would just connect it back to myself, my own journey, and keep anything that was too hard to talk about aside. Keep it just more private, because it's something still healing from always. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it was that much. Yeah, I guess I haven't cried from it from a while, so it just kind of came out.
I'm glad it came out.
Yeah, no, me too, because I felt it. It was good.
Not only that.
And it's also just I'm not embarrassed to cry in front of people. People should know that we all have emotions. I'm not a robot.
Amen.
I'm not a robot, so
amen to that.
thank you guys. I appreciate it. But it's just going through that it changed me as a person.
Did it wake you up?
Completely.
Did it wake you up? Did it make you more aware? Because when my brother, the only reason I'm able to, and I'll share it with you, talk about my brother's suicide, it was positioned as a heart attack when it happened, until I spoke with my niece. And my niece she went, Tito, if we hide the truth, people will never know what we're going through.
That's so hard.
And I go, are you sure this is what you want? And she said, yes. and
People need to hear a story in order for their minds to change. Trust me, I know I have friends who were going through the same thing as my friend Lane, and her story changed things for them. And
thank you for saying that.
And literally woke them up.
Yes.
Woke them up in so many ways that I'm not going to share, but in ways that changed them completely as a person. And then they're actually like, and they're doing amazing today.
Yes.
And that makes me happy, and that makes Lane happy. And I told her mom about that and that whole story, and her mother was so happy that Lane had such a positive effect
yes.
and impact on people. Even when she was alive, she truly touched every single person's heart. Like, I wish you could meet her, because you'd be like, wow, that definitely was her best friend. That definitely was her best friend. You could tell, like, that we were definitely, like, the same people, but also so different that it was just, like, we clicked very well. Also, the same with my best friend, Lauren. Like, that was Lane's best friend. Like, ever since they're, like, childhood best friends, you know? Like, you can't even compare.
You were her best friend. You were Lane's best. Lane was your best friend.
Lane was my best friend in high school. Lauren and Lane have been best friends since, like, they're each other's, like, twin flames. You know what I mean? Like, but me and Lauren are still, like, so close.
Yes.
I talk to her every single day, actually. Like, when I'm walking home from the gym, she gets out of school, so I make sure to FaceTime her.
That's good.
And we talk every single day.
But you know what? It's nice, though.
That connection, like, Lane brought us together as well. Like, they're also very much, like, the same person. So, like, us as a trio was kind of dangerous. It was kind of dangerous. Kind of funny, though. Like, it was good that we all had each other when we did, you know? And I'm so glad that I still have Lauren in my life, and that I have Lane as a guardian angel, and all the people that she gave to me, because Lane truly opened up, like, all of my friendships. Because talking about anxiety and depression, like, oopsies.
No, that's okay.
Lane suffered from mental health as well, but when I was in high school dealing with anxiety and depression, it was because of, like, my surroundings. Like, I did not like the people I was going to school with, so I dropped them. Like, I had a friend group, right? I had a friend group. They were so fake. I literally I couldn't, like, why do you think I stopped being friends with them? Because they were nice to me?
So you're also an abandonee.
No, they didn't care about me. They didn't care about me. They were happy I left. They were literally happy I left. They did not care. They would like, I would be sitting, like, across the cafeteria by myself.
Hello?
They'd see me. They'd see me. They didn't care. They wouldn't be like, come sit.
Right.
Come sit with us.
And you know what?
It was always like, there's not enough chairs. Never pull up.
And that affects you big time. That affects any person big time, to feel unwanted. In
the moment, for sure. And for someone who already has, like, abandonment issues, anxiety, depression, of course, it's going to affect them, if not 10 times worse, because they already have these intrusive thoughts, you know what I mean? In their own head that they have to deal with. They have to deal with your voices too. Like, wow, that's so kind of you. You know what I mean? So I took them out of my life, because I was giving more than my body could handle for nothing back. And not that I needed anything from them ever. I just wanted loyalty.
Let's talk about the pain scale. Because in order for you to drop them, you had to feel a certain amount of pain.
I wanted to switch schools.
Right?
I wanted to go to a different school completely.
Yes.
My father gave me false hope. This is something I wish he never did, because I'm still mad at him.
I hope he's watching.
He might watch. I'll tell him to watch this just so that he knows. But he knows, because I was like, you're so mean for that. Because we already talked about it. I came home, like, crying, like, every single day, because it was so hard. Like, I would sit in the bathroom all the time, literally just stand there during my off periods, because I didn't even want to be in the cafeteria. Being in the cafeteria, let alone with eyes on me, sitting alone, if I'm doing my homework, it doesn't matter. But just being there, like, I would just feel so much anxiety. I couldn't deal with it. And my dad was like, okay, if it's still like this, by another month or two, you can switch schools. He knew damn well I was never, ever going anywhere else other than my public school. I was graduating, and he knew that. Oh, my God. He didn't want to spend any money also, though, on, like, a private school, you know, like, just for, like, some friends or whatever. I made my friends. I left, I stayed in school, but I left that friend group, and I made friends all over Long Island. I I found real friends that I actually
Amen.
liked. You know what I mean? Like, and even if I'm not friends with them today, like they were real in the moment. It was
Yes.
great. And I do have so many like valuable friendships and relationships to this day from being able to leave those friends behind and find new ones.
Right.
Because I stayed true to myself and I had my boundaries, which is good. If I let them walk over me for the rest of high school, I would have been so miserable.
Yep.
I wouldn't have been actually nearly as successful as I am right now because I wouldn't have felt like I had to do better for myself.
Okay. Now that you've seen the difference between trying to succeed, being successful, and you're still a go-getter, the whole pageant thing, we talked about the perception of people toward pageants. There are pageants that are very exclusive, and there are pageants that are inclusive. And off cam, we were talking about Miss Philippines USA and how you felt the love.
Like the passion.
Explain, because when I had Erica and Bella, oh my God. You know, by the way, shout out to the two of them also, because you guys
Yes,
are
fellow
very
queen.
sharp when you guys speak.
I appreciate that.
And shout out to Lou Razon also, because she's one of the best mentors.
Yes, we love our tita.
Love you, Tita.
We're waving.
She's like looking at me going, Tita, Tita.
We love you, ate.
So my thing is, what makes this Miss Philippines USA organization different? And this is not a plug, huh? It's just
isn't
that
a plug. It's just for myself.
Yeah.
And, personally speaking, I was not able to embrace my Filipino culture prior as much.
But you knew you were Filipino.
Well, yeah, I went to the Philippines 5 times, but before the age of 12. And we talked about what
12,
happened.
yeah, before 12, yes.
What happened again before the age of 12?
I don't know.
Exactly. So, as I was saying, I'm actually going back in like a month or 2, and I'm so
Nice.
excited because
But
maybe
then
those
again-
memories will come back, you know?
How about we do a shout out? Where are your relatives from again in the Philippines?
The Gupantando!
Gangsta Nation.
Yeah, no, we got my mom out the slums. Yeah, no.
Pagoom.
Yeah,
Okay,
but we're still working on those visas, you know. I got you, Jeremy, Jason, Juan, everyone. I got you.
Shout out.
Shout out to the family in the Philippines.
Yeah.
They're really like my biggest supporters, and I don't even realize it half the time, but they're always rooting for me. They're
Right.
like, yeah, no, I'm getting them out of there. Don't worry.
Nice.
But
Good.
yeah.
Okay, so when you did this whole Miss Philippines USA, the whole pageantry, it opened doors for you because your roots, right? Okay, I'm Filipino. I'm with a bunch of Phil-Ams and Filipinos.
Yeah.
How did you feel when you were hanging out with them?
I never really had Filipino friends
I was
growing
gonna
up.
say,
So I know a lot of girls actually who
from
grew-
Long Island to Carson. I mean,
Yeah, no. But people in Carson, they have Filipino friends. Some of them only have Filipino friends. My cousin,
you do know that Carson is like little Filipino town,
yeah,
right?
and my cousin Angelo, shout out Angelo, love you.
Shout out.
He literally like only has Filipino friends, and I'm so jealous.
You better be.
I'm so jealous because I lacked that growing up, and I could have had like so many people to be able to like relate to, you know, like. And now I can only relate. I only could relate to like Jokoy. I could only relate to like Jokoy.
But you see him, you, other Phil-Ams, the nice thing about what you guys are doing is you're championing the Filipino
Oh my gosh, you can't
spirit.
even put us in the same category. He's too big.
But the heart is the same.
Yeah. And we love our Filipino people.
I
like
know, yeah.
we have that Pinoy pride and we carry it with us. You know, he advertises the Philippines literally
He
through
does.
his comedy, and
Yeah.
I love it cuz it's like also like the Americans laugh. The Americans, I'm American. But like
But you're
everybody in the audience laughs, but like the Filipinos who get it, like they get it on a different level. So
Yes.
like when I'm watching those documentaries, you better have a bucket because I'm about to pee.
Yeah.
I'm actually about to pee because it's so good. Those are so good. I've watched them like multiple times. They're just too funny.
So how does it feel now? I mean, doing this, having this in your back pocket.
It feels great. Having opportunities like this, like
Yeah.
like thank you, Miss Philippines USA, for opening up so many doors for me, connections, like just being able to want to promote my Filipina side. You know, like I didn't really promote it much. And even though like people will ask me like, oh, what's your nationality? They're very confused when I say Filipina because I don't particularly look very Filipino. I don't have those features as much. I don't really carry them, but
that's okay. Nobody,
still
that's
got the
okay.
heart.
Nobody's perfect. I mean,
oh yeah. Nobody's perfect.
wait. Okay, so now that when growing up, you didn't embrace your Filipino roots. It's not that you didn't want to. It's just that you didn't know how to. Am I correct?
Yeah, but I mean, my favorite dish is like sinigang and everything like that. I'd get the good food at home,
Yes.
but I'd have no one to relate it
Yes.
to. Like only like my friend like Michael, who's actually like Jack's brother. So
Okay.
like I'm close with the family. He's the only one who really appreciates my mom's food. Like they will like whenever they have like birthday parties, they'll be like, "Can your mom make egg rolls?"
Yeah, the lumpias.
The lumpia. Oh my god. Lane's mom loves lumpia. I bring them over every single time. Like I think I brought over like 50 before I moved. I was like, you have to have enough while I'm gone. You have to have enough. I don't know if my mom saw her before my parents moved, but she definitely has enough in her freezer to keep her going for a while.
So now that you've had the food covered, and now that you're kind of in the showbiz, you're actually knocking on the doors of
interesting.
showbiz. Has your reticular open to the fact that Bruno Mars has Filipino roots, Olivia Rodrigo has Filipino
who
roots,
is it?
Jokoy, who else? Vanessa Hudgens. You have all these.
There's uno mas.
Una mas.
Who's it? Is it Cardi B? It's not Cardi B.
No, not Cardi B.
It's Saweetie.
Is he half?
No, it's
Check him out.
No. Like she,
Who else is she half?
Saweetie.
J. Ray, Apple the App.
Oh, we know Apple Diab.
Of course.
Yeah. Actually, for our West Covina event for Miss Philippines USA, we had Apple Diab perform, which is really cool. I think Saweetie is Filipino. I'm gonna look it up.
Pure or half?
Half for
Okay.
sure.
It's so nice.
Oh yeah, I was right.
Saweetie's half.
Should I show it to them? I don't know
Yeah,
if anybody knows. Let's find a nice image of her.
Point it to your camera and then we'll zoom it.
She
in
also
post.
she came out with, like, you guys must know her. Any Americans must know her. Oh my god, which camera? This one, because she had this McDonald's meal
There you
come
go.
out for herself.
Aren't you supposed to do it that way with that whole?
Oh, I can do that. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm really not good at this thing, but maybe you guys can just like add a picture of her.
Yeah, we'll
Sweetie.
We'll insert it somewhere. Put it on her. There you go. Where do you want it? There.
I can't. Somewhere over here. I can't tell. Like, I actually don't know.
Like, you know, please click on the link here or here, and it's the
And it's
opposite
just
way.
not there.
Right?
Yeah, I think that's kind of funny though. Like it's kind of purposeful.
But now that you're knocking on the doors of showbiz, do you find yourself noticing these people? Oh my God!
yeah, I
And then
just love when
does it
people
make
are
you-
Filipina.
Yeah.
I just love it because I feel like I'm already at home. Like Filipinos have that. Like just with them, like I probably have like 30 godmothers and and I don't even know half of them, or like they're not even whatsoever related to me. It's just
Right.
like, oh, that's your ninang. Yeah, okay. Bless.
Okay.
Bless.
Okay, now that you found yourself, you grew up pretty much non-Filipino culture. And now you're discovering your Filipino.
Yes and no. I feel like growing up, I did and I didn't because I went to the Philippines.
Yes.
That also gave me such like a bigger outlook and perspective on life in general, because I would see these like, well, a lot of people aren't gonna get this, but it's just like there's literal like babies who are like not wearing a diaper, like
Yes.
they're just running around naked, like sitting on the streets, like playing basketball, like it's completely different, and so many things are normalized
Yes,
that
like
are
walking-
just not acceptable in the United States.
How about peeing against the wall? Walking
Oh, I see that every day. Jack pees in our backyard
Lord.
like 20 times a day. There's literally a bathroom right there, and he'll just walk outside. Like the outside's further, but he likes it. He likes it.
Is
Sorry for
that
exposing.
not for viral videos or anything, right? Just
No,
likes doing it.
He likes posting it
Okay.
on the story. He's like, I'm peeing off my $15 million
Mansion.
mansion balcony onto the floor. How do you guys like that?
Oh my God! So the Philippines, people
It's all
can.
joke though. It's all jokes. He's funny.
He is. You guys should check his channel out.
Yeah, we post a lot of videos on there. But as we are saying, all right,
As I was
yeah.
saying, like walking without any shirt on.
Yeah, it's just like also
It's normal, right, in the Philippines?
also like within the past couple of years we've been going through gay pride here in America, and it's just like that's always kind of been a thing in the Philippines.
Yeah.
I've always seen boys or girls wearing shorts. I've always seen them with colored contacts, colored hair, like transgenders. Like I've always seen that, and it's just crazy how
I used to
so
wear-
many people.
I used to wear colored contacts.
That's okay. That's
Blue.
fine. That doesn't even mean that you're a bidding or
We,
anything
no,
like
no,
that.
but we were having drinks, me and my brother, and we were 1 year apart, and I was looking at him with my blue eyes, and he's like, please take them off.
Yeah, I know. I know. That always happens to me. When I would wear my colored contacts, people are like, you look like an anime character. You look like an anime character. That's not you. Especially like my past boyfriends, they'd be like, take them out.
Right.
They'd be like, who are you? You just look like a different person.
But it's nice.
I'm like, that's the point.
Yeah.
I like being different.
Just for now, just for today, just for tonight. I'd sleep in them, and he's like, oh, please.
But also, like, you just get certain compliments too when you wear them. It just, the people who know you don't like them, but the people who don't know you like them.
True. Like, look at this, my Hello Kitty watch. No,
That's for the kids though, mostly.
no one will think that I do wear a Hello Kitty watch, but I digress. So now, this whole thing, moving forward, you're not going to go to school. You're doing, your social media presence is prominent. Are you going to go movies, TVs, when you go home to the Philippines? Like you're saying, it's for pleasure, but is there an agent waiting? Is Tita Lou trying to get you into...
I'm probably gonna visit some orphanages. I'm gonna do more like humanitarian work, you know. For now, definitely keep it more on the ambassador side. I already do social media, so like the acting and modeling opportunities are there.
Right.
Anything in the Philippines, I'm always open to though as well. So you guys can hit me up if you want. But anything really, like I love representing the Philippines. So if there's any work I can do there while I'm there, I'm a hustler. I will do it.
People-
I'm there. You know, it's a 24-hour plane ride.
Yep.
If I'm there, I'll do it for sure.
And people think that you're just American. You do carry a dual citizenship passport.
Yeah, I am. So people like also just think I'm either like Italian or Spanish, like Latina or something. I don't doubt that I have Latina blood in me. Like Spain ruled the Philippines for a great amount of time. We all have Latina blood in us.
Yep.
That's kind of inevitable. But Italian, no, sorry. Hate to disappoint. I love pasta though. Thank you. My dad is like a European mutt, if you will. He likes that term. He used it himself. He's better than what I say. I just say he's really white.
Okay.
Whenever people ask me, I'm just like, he's really white. But he's Russian, Yugoslavian, Czechoslovakian, really, Austrian.
Does he have the accent?
No.
I'll be back.
No. It's like his like grandparents and stuff. So he was born in like Long Island where I was born. So really just, as I said before. Anyways. But yeah, growing up with a dad who also wasn't Filipino, there's like a barrier there between him and my mom as well, because they have different traditions and values. So things that my mom would really, really care about, she could probably had to stop caring about because my dad was just so like, whatever, let her do this, let her do that. But the one thing that I did stick with was religion for sure. I always went to church. Ever since I was younger, I'd run around the whole church, be like, peace be with you, peace be with you.
Right.
I love that, and I still have like a strong relationship with God. Lane's passing actually really opened up that door for me again.
Amen.
I became really faithful after that. I felt like I had to, in order to keep a close relationship with her, I had to keep a close relationship with the big man.
Yeah.
She got VIP treatment up there. So
Amen.
her family, they own like I want to say a church. I don't really know the term, but it's like 500 acres, and they always have like retreats and everything. Like the church does a lot of great things. It's in upstate New York. It's called Rosa Mystica. But I've been there before. I've met the priests, everything. So they really got it in with God, you know what I mean? So they're very faithful as well. And having a friend like that, also our moms talk a lot. They love
Which is good.
talking about God. Yeah, of course. So yeah, me growing up Filipino, I'd always talk to God. I'd read a prayer book, like the entirety of my prayer book.
But it's
before
nice
bed.
when you know, like when you just said, lanes passing made you more, made you reestablish your relationship with God. You never said made you religious. You know, because there's a difference.
There's a difference for sure, because
like you're more.
I actually do know people who, like, that passing did make them religious.
Right.
And that's not a bad thing.
No.
Like, hallelujah. Go for it. Like, I'm glad you're able to want a
Yes.
relationship with God at that point. If that's what you want and that's what you feel like you need, I'm all for it. It's also another, like, kind of support system that I feel like people may want, another outlet.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, I went to church like every Sunday with her mom, and our friends, like a couple months after that. We would always see each other though, like for like Thanksgiving, we'd have Thanksgiving at her house, and like Halloween and stuff. Like we'd always keep the family really close, which is something that I love, because when something that's like negative is turned into something so beautiful and positive, and like we all have good outlooks on life still after such like a terrible and traumatizing thing. Tragedy is the word that actually is really stuck in my brain from someone repeating it a lot. But
yeah, it is, right?
It is. So after something like that, I'm glad that we can find the love within each other and surrounding us still, and it's still there.
And you know what? With
It's
that,
important.
with the love that's still there, you're keeping Lane
Alive. Yeah. I have her guinea pig.
Up to now, it's still alive?
Of course.
The heck?
Of course. It's only he was only 3 months old when she got him. Maybe 3 weeks. I don't really know.
Do you have little babies now for the guinea pig?
No, he's only like a year and 6-7 months
That's
old.
like times 13.
But he's so cute. Can I show you a
Yeah.
video?
Are you sure it's a guinea pig and not a hamster?
It's a guinea pig.
Ooh.
It's a guinea pig. Okay, I had attitude with that one because I know it's a guinea pig and I know it's not a hamster, because she had a hamster.
Because when you say it's so cute, I'm like, guinea pigs are this big. It's so cute.
No, because he's short-haired. So he doesn't have the long hair. He's not huge.
Is he
or
on a
anything.
wheel? Please say no.
I
Because
don't
if he's on a
so
wheel,
loud.
that's a hamster.
No, he's not on a wheel. He's too long for that.
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
It's a hamster.
That's not a hamster. If you tell me that's a hamster, I'm going to kill you. That's not a hamster. That's a guinea pig.
Again. Let's see.
Hamsters are very small. He's like this long in real life.
Is that a... Wait, let me...
We're going to take him to the vet, and I'm going to get some... That's a guinea pig. That's a guinea pig.
You guys decide. Is that a
You
hamster?
guys can't... Okay, you're going to have to meet him then, because this isn't fair. This isn't fair. I will not take hamster, or you trying to call him a hamster.
Lou's like, I hope it's a guinea pig.
She's like, she will kill you if it's not.
Okay, let's talk about Lou. The famous Lou Razon.
We got to get her on here.
I know. Can you help me out, I need to get her on the show.
I don't want to push her, though.
I hope she's watching.
I hope she's watching, too.
Yeah. When you met her for the first time, because you told me that, and this is, again, are we scripted? We're not scripted, right? There's no script, right?
If we were scripted, I'm sure we would have a different
Conversation.
conversation for sure.
Okay. So I just
You
want
guys would know. You guys would know.
and this is the first time I am putting Lou Razon on the spot.
Oh, wow.
Only
With me?
With you.
I don't want her to hate me. I'm kidding.
No, but because a while ago you mentioned that your mom and her had a conversation, then finally here you are flying back and forth for the pageant. When you met her for the first time, and the reason why I'm asking, because when JJ and I met Lou for the first time, we were starting a business.
Okay.
And she was one of the first people who believed in us when we were practically nobodies.
I feel that.
That's how she was to JJ and I when we started our own little project. So how is it with you?
Well, I can kind of relate to how you feel. Like, this was my first pageant. I told her I had no prior experience, really only, like, theatrics, if you will, singing, dancing, gymnastics, like sports. So I don't know why she told me it was a good idea. You know, like I'm sure she could just tell, like from my Instagram, like modeling wise, that I could look the part, you know, but she didn't know that I could like really like do the part yet, you know. So she's here giving chances to people,
Yeah.
and it's like definitely like telling them to find their own potential as well, because she's not there, like she wasn't holding my hand the whole time, you know, like there are a lot of other girls in the pageants, so she's so helpful to each and every one of us in our own ways, but she's not also like rooting for any of us like specifically, you know.
It's
she
hard,
wants
right?
all of us. It's really hard for her because I know she loves all of us
Yeah.
so much, but yeah, so when I met her for the first time, it was just like I don't really remember like meeting her for the first time unless it was our practice actually.
Okay.
But I was just really excited, and I think she just saw that, and she saw that everyone was really excited, and I'm sure I want her to like tell us like what it was like seeing us from the beginning until
That's why
like
we gotta
now.
we gotta get her on the show.
I know, but I wish we had those answers. But yeah, I just want to say like Lou really helped me out, and if she never reached out to me, I would never be here because I never would have done Miss Philippines USA. So I'm really glad she saw something in me,
How would you
and the other girls as well.
how would you recommend, or would you ever recommend little girls or girls to join a pageant like Miss Philippines USA?
I would, if they're looking for something like I was, to one, find something else to do, two, reach one of your potentials, or three, leap outside your comfort zone. Like this is something, or four, embrace your Filipino culture. Like those are things that I got to do and I would not have been able to do if I didn't do this pageant. So I sang for my talent.
You sang for what
I
song
sang-
what song did you sing? Come on.
Killing Me Softly.
Are you serious?
Yes.
That's a nice song.
Yeah,
Which
but I
one?
butchered it.
The one time, two time, three times, or the original one?
Oh yeah.
The one
One
time.
time, one time.
Two
Yeah, I
times.
had to do that because I had to go with my vibe, you know? If I was up there just like singing like acoustic, I probably would freak out because I haven't sang in years, and like my performance showed that for sure. But it's all about being outgoing, showing personality. That's what talent is. It doesn't count for anything. You can just get a
Yes.
title for it, most
Yes.
talented.
Did your friends watch the pageant?
Oh yeah, I had so many people who were watching my pageant,
Amen.
like especially my sisters. I'm just like, yeah, I'm really thankful for everyone who supported me throughout my
Yeah.
pageant. Yeah, I'm really thankful.
Okay, now here. You mentioned ex-boyfriends.
Ew.
I know, right? Yeah, well,
The only thing I want to keep that short and sweet, just because it affected me like a lot, past boyfriends, everything like that. Also, it just like contributed to my depression and anxiety.
oh, okay.
So that's
Not in a
mostly
po-
what I
yeah.
would associate them with.
Okay.
Because,
So let's stop there.
yeah.
Now, moving forward, you have a lot of promising things going for you. Is there a space? Is there space for a guy in your life at this point in your life?
At this point, oh my gosh, it is March 23rd, Wednesday, 9:30, 2022. And
Yes.
no, Samantha Frank is not looking for anything right now because.
You don't have to be looking.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying.
But what if someone
Oh, yeah, no,
comes?
no one's.
There's a difference,
I
right?
know, but it's like that happened to me like last time, and it was
Woohoo.
like it was just too soon, and like I went with it, you know, and it just like I really should have set my boundaries there because I would have been. Everything happens for a reason, you know. I did that. I didn't set my boundaries. Like it worked. It didn't work. But oh my god, what was the question? There's just too many thoughts.
No, I mean you're perfect. The answer is perfect. But let's like end it with if I'm not saying the right person, but here you are.
Oh right, yeah, no, I don't feel like someone like if something came up like right now or like in time, you know what I mean? I'm not completely opposed to it, but I need someone who's able to completely do the same thing that I'm doing, as in terms of like they want to focus on themselves as well.
Yes.
And it would be something completely different than what I've ever experienced. I've had a lot of toxic relationships. That's why anxiety, depression, you know,
Yeah.
like, so it would be something well, I'm 19, you know, like I can't really fuck around for much longer. There's
Yep.
really like, it's not something I want to do. Like people fuck around until they're like 30.
Yeah, like,
And that's not
but
just,
you know
that's
what,
just not the life I want to live.
but you know what? You're doing good because apparently you've, again, not to remind you, but you know this, you're just not talking about it. You've accomplished more at 19 than what I guess all of us in the room have accomplished at
not true.
19.
Well, we were all in different places in our lives, given different opportunities, born
Yeah,
in different families.
we were all in the Philippines at 19. Just kidding.
That's crazy too. But that's insane. Like also thinking about it, how many more opportunities did you have moving from
Yeah.
the Philippines to here, California? You know what I mean? That's exactly what moving from New York to California did for me. I had those doors, but I needed to open them and be able to enter them. So living in New York, the doors were there. I could easily access them. But it's just like being in California, I can walk right through them. I can open them myself.
Yeah. Does that mean that California is easier than New York?
In terms of
Like, is Frank Sinatra correct when he said, if I can make it there, I can make it anywhere? Or is California the same as New York in terms of challenges and opportunities?
I just think in general, if you believe in yourself and what you stand for, people like that. People want the confidence, you know? They want to be able to know that you're confident in yourself, and that will lead them to be confident in you. And yeah, like being in New York, I presented that. So people were able to see like, okay, even being from New York, you get like a hard shell. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I was not like really making it there, like being an actor, actress, whatever, like, but I was able to do the stepping stones, like have those steps completed in my journey in New York in order to like move up to the next level, if that makes sense.
Makes perfect sense.
Okay, good. I'm glad I'm making sense.
So, Sam, how are you?
Truly, I'm doing a little bit better since I cried, you know. I feel good. I'm glad I'm here right now. Trying to give an honest,
Likewise.
not just like I'm okay, you know. But yeah, I'm doing good right now, and in my life right now, I'm happy with where I am. I'm content.
And we are happy for you too. Ladies and gentlemen, Samantha Frank, everybody.
Yay!
Thanks, Sam.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Lurazon.
Yes!
Every link will be in the description, so please just click on that. Take a moment. Also, her social media links will be there, so just join us.
Follow me.
Thank you.
Oh my God, that was so